Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. I was looking at, I'm loading up my Donald Trump trip to Scotland video, and I was looking for thumbnails, and I looked up Scottish protesters. There's protest signs. Oh my god. Now, my wife has Scottish heritage, and she has got a tongue on her. Oh lordy. As Johnny would say, oh, Lord have all the mercies. Oh my god. I posted one of my favorites up, but it was entertaining reading him. He's not well loved there. Okay, but related to that is stand down and stand by. So we've had a number of Proud Boys that just got convicted on seditious conspiracy. So I want to, and there we go, the betrayal just popped out. Yeah, Donald Trump basically weaponized the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, and probably some other extremist groups, militias, to come out. And he let them do all his dirty work, and then he just threw them right under the bus. What did you expect was going to happen? He does it with everybody. Okay, so had a couple questions regarding that. How, and there's the betrayal card, is probably as good a signifier as any. On that one, I will keep that out there. I should have kept it, but how are the folks that have just been convicted of seditious conspiracy? How are they feeling right now after the trial and how everything went out? As they get ready for being sentenced for a long time in federal prison. What's their general feeling right now? And then I'm going to follow up with the Proud Boys and like the Oath Keepers in general. What's going to happen with these groups after these trials? For entertainment purposes only, of course. We got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so they've been victimized by this. They were lied to, they were misled, and now they're going to prison. And again, the Eight of Swords is about, victimhood, but you have the power to not be a victim. They had the power to take off the blindfold, untie themselves from this. They did this to themselves. It's not quite the hangman and willing sacrifices. They were misled, but they were misled because they were conned. They were told the things they wanted to hear. And now they're the sacrifices, and they don't like it. So it was going to be, you can consider this the cross. Like they had the betrayal card crossed with the Eight of Swords. So they feel like they've been betrayed. They feel like they've been victimized, and they're not real happy about it. Go figure. Let's look at stuff in the past. In the past, we've got the GOP over the last few years has been getting more and more extreme, and it's been reaching out to extremist groups, and these extremist groups could come out of the shadows and into the sunlight, and they could revel and dance and enjoy the ugliness that is their racism. Plain and simple. They were out, and it felt good to come out from their little troll cave and be outside in the meadow and proudly proclaim that they're white nationalists and white Christian nationalists, and they're proud. Hence the term Proud Boys. Current situation, on the other hand, now trying to hold on to the gains that they had. I don't think they want to. They won't willingly go back into the shadows. They don't want to go back in the shadows. They want to hold on to what's been built. 4 coins, by the way. Hold on to what's been built up over the last few years through the Trump administration. They want to hold on to those gains. They like being out. They don't want to be trapped in anymore. But the leaders of the Proud Boys are going to prison for seditious conspiracy, and I guess in some ways this is now again this is again for the folks that were convicted here, holding on to what freedoms they have, holding on to whatever they've got. They can't. I don't think they knew that this was a possibility, but they thought Trump was going to come and save them, and of course he didn't. So now they're trying to hold on to their ideals, and this, they're kind of shell-shocked, honestly. Not overly surprised. I think they feared it was going to happen, but they thought it was because the government was going to railroad them. And what didn't happen was their Knight of Cups didn't come bouncing out for them. That was close. Knight of Coins. Their Knight of Coins didn't come for them. He didn't come for them. He didn't come with a message. He didn't come with funds. He didn't come to their rescue. So now the message changes. They tried to hold on to their coins. They wanted this guy to show up. He didn't show up. Lesson to be learned. Yeah, you try and overthrow the government, and the government doesn't take too kindly to that. Queen of Swords. So here's your judgment. Congratulations. You got lied to. You got played, and you're going to face the consequences for it. Your naivety is not an excuse for what you did. One guy got off. The other 4 didn't. And it might just be that the one guy who got off was pretty new in there and couldn't really be part of a conspiracy. He just wasn't part of the planning. Everybody else was probably just that much more guilty. Outcome, the King of Pentacles. Okay, so they're going to have to reevaluate. Is Donald Trump going to come back and pardon him? Well, he's not president. He can't do that. I think they're going to have to reevaluate their opinion on the King of Pentacles, or even any wealthy people for that, elites for that matter. They might just realize how much they got played on this. And underneath is the Strength card. So they were trying to project strength. They were trying to do what Dear Leader told them to do, and they were going to be his strong right arm, but they got betrayed and they got sacrificed. They didn't like, they liked being out for the 4 years that Trump was president. They reveled in the fact that they could come out and proudly proclaim their racism. Now they're trying to hold on to whatever gains they had because Trump didn't come through for them. And now they're going to prison for a long time, and they got played. They got played by wealthy people. Okay, so enjoy your time in prison, guys. Rethink those Donald Trump tattoos you got on your back to match Roger Stone's Richard Nixon tattoos. Okay, now, in general, how will these seditious conspiracy convictions impact the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the number of people that want to be associated with those groups? Are they still going to, try and hold on to those public gains and keep a public facing, or are they going to melt back in the shadows again? Will they lose power? Entertainment purposes only. Will they try to stay out? Will they be forced back into the shadows? Spirit, what can you tell us about the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and militia groups like that? Basically anti-government extremist groups. What's going to happen with them? Okay, what do you got for me here? Okay, you want to come up? Okay, here we go. What's going to happen? We're going to do a 7-carder. I was going to do a 4-carder. Let's do a 7. It's over for them. They realize their time's done. There's just too much stuff has come out. 10 of Swords. Too much stuff has come out. And it's all bad news. There's nowhere they can turn. Donald Trump was supposed to be their savior, and he tossed him out. All these wealthy people that used him as foot soldiers, they don't care. Now they're starting to realize that. And, when you proudly proclaim you're a white Christian nationalist, you get outed and you lose your job, and you get all these negative Yelp reviews, and your neighbors don't talk to you. And, it's an ugly thing back in the shadows with you. So, crossed by the magician. It's the illusion. It's the end. It was an illusion. They were lied to. Their message isn't resonating with people. So now, instead of being forefront and projecting it, now they're going to have to go back and hide. They weren't strong. They were weak. In the past, there was a lot of fighting and arguing. They reveled in the chaos. You think of when they show up like at a drag queen reading, when like 5 or 10 of them show up, they're trying to cause problems. What they don't expect is that the 50 people there turn on them. But this is the past. This is them causing problems. This is them infiltrating the Black Lives Matter riots and smashing windows so that the looting and such gets blamed on the Black Lives Matter rioters and not on the people that have infiltrated it that are purposely causing chaos. Current situation. Here we go again. Queen of Swords. That's the F round and find out card. Yeah, you want to come and play? You want to be all that? Here's the sword. You're going to get prosecuted. This is not a popular movement. You don't have the will of the people behind you. You don't. And that realization's coming through. That's why it's over for them. They realize there isn't a revolution here. They're vilified. Okay, overarching energy is the Three of Coins. Okay, back to the shadows with you. Back to your backroom deals. You're not going to be out in front being belligerent in front of people. You're going to have to go back in the shadows. If you're going to make deals to be ugly, it's not going to be the 10 of Cups. It's going to be the 3 of Pentacles. Lesson to be learned. No, a choice was made. The choice, the American people made a choice. The wealthy people made a choice. They used you. And now also I think people are going to rethink their choices about joining the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and groups like that. Because they're going to have to go back in the shadows. And people are going to wonder, it's like, yeah, I support what you do. And I really think it's cool to have a don't step on snake flag on my truck. But maybe I don't want to be a 3%er. Maybe I don't want to be an Oath Keeper. Maybe I don't want to be a Proud Boy. Maybe the consequences are too much. Outcome, the Empress card. Okay. The outcome is, thinking about what's best for you. Thinking about what's best for your family. I tend to think that, when I look at like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys, what I see are, white men or people that want to be white men, as the case may be. And they're very toxic masculinity. They're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about what's best for their family, their wife, or their kids. They're only thinking about that they're patriots and they're taking care of the country. But they're not patriots. They're traitors, and they will get thrown in prison. That one dude who got off on the seditious conspiracy for the Proud Boys, I think he lays floors or something like that, and his father-in-law tried to talk him out of it. His family tried to talk him out of it. But, they didn't know what they were talking about. They were all a bunch of idiots. He was going to go down to Washington, D.C. and be a patriot. And he's going to go to prison anyways for other felonies, but it won't be for seditious conspiracy. He won't be considered a traitor, but he was damn close. It's because he wouldn't listen. He didn't think about what was best for his family. He thought about what was best for his fragile ego. Way to go, guys. And I think a lot of people that are going to consider these militia groups are probably going to rethink their position because they're being exposed. Those groups are being exposed for who they are. You're understanding more of the truth about them. They're not patriots. They're anti-government militias. They're terrorists. That's being exposed. And do you want to be exposed as a terrorist? No, I think most people don't. So I expect that we will see a decline in the numbers of these members of these groups, as well as the prominence of them. Back to the shadows with you. Okay. So that's my reading on the Proud Boys, on the trial. They got played, and they're going to prison, and that's the way it's going to be. They liked being out. Now they got to go back. And in general, for those groups, their time is come and gone very quickly, and back to the shadows with them. And I think they are going to get weaker and weaker, and maybe even eventually go away because people just don't want to be associated with them and all the consequences that come from that. And that's not a bad thing. Hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next reading. Take care. Bye-bye.